If you are interested in intermittent fasting for weight loss, you may not know where to start or what even to eat when getting started. I have lost over 100 pounds, and not only that, I was able to lose 100 pounds in 4 months with intermittent fasting. So I'm gonna share with you guys my intermittent fasting schedule for weight loss and the secret to losing weight faster. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again today with another video. If you are new here, I have lost over 100 pounds and my whole channel is dedicated to helping you guys out with your own personal weight loss journeys. Whenever I am deciding to intermittent fast, I think it's super important what you eat before you start a fast or even during your fast to help the process go smoother. If you are trying to lose weight with intermittent fasting, it may be difficult to get started just because at first you are going to feel hungrier. Something that I usually do to prevent that is meal prepping the night before, or as I mentioned, making sure that I am properly nourished, or even just eating about 2, 3, even 4 hours before I go to bed to make sure that I'm not snacking at night or I don't feel hungry and I go to bed satisfied. It is a lot easier to intermittent fast when you have the proper techniques put in place to be able to not only lose weight and be consistent with weight loss and intermittent fasting, but also just so you physically feel good while you're doing it. When you decide that you are going to intermittent fast the next day or even at the start of your week, this is when you have to prepare for the entire week and where you really implement a good fasting schedule. Meal prepping the night before is always a great idea when trying to start intermittent fasting. It's also helpful to meal prep a meal that is on the lower carb side or has more whole food inside of it so that you aren't as hungry, which could also help you easily go into a fast. This is one of my favorite meal preps to make. The ingredients and the directions are super simple. I cooked some chicken breast in oil. I added broccoli and tomatoes to a skillet and cooked them together. Next, I'm taking some cauliflower rice and bell peppers and mixing them together and seasoning them. You can obviously switch up the vegetables. This is just one option. Then I'm putting the first layer inside of the bowl with the cauliflower and the bell pepper. Next, I'm putting the broccoli, tomatoes, and chicken I made on top, and this is a very easy meal prep. You can eat this for dinner or you can save it for later. Intermittent fasting is the practice of abstaining away from food or calories for a certain amount of time, and there are many different goals of intermittent fasting. The first one can be to lose weight. The second one could just be hormonal regulation or just to improve the current state of your health. In my personal opinion, a key to successful weight loss or even faster weight loss is by being consistent and disciplined, and intermittent fasting can most definitely help you with that. There is the 16 to 8 intermittent fasting method where you are fasting for 16 hours a day and eating for only 8 hours a day. There's other fasting methods like OMAD or even the warrior diet where you're only eating for 4 hours a day. The best fasting method to lose weight faster, in my own opinion, that can also be sustainable is 2 meals a day. The reason why I love 2 meals a day while intermittent fasting for weight loss to lose weight faster is because 2 meals a day is super flexible. Even if your fasting hours aren't consistent every single day or every single week, you can still lose weight by following this fasting method in intermittent fasting. For example, one of the first ways to follow 2 meals a day is by eating a breakfast and maybe having some snacks in between and then having an evening dinner or just dinner. Another way to follow the 2 meal a day intermittent fasting method is eating for a certain period of time, such as the 20 to 4 hour fasting method, or basically fasting for 20 hours and eating for 4. You break your fast and then you eat 1 meal at the first hour, and then at the 3rd hour, that's when you eat your 2nd meal. Not only is this fasting method flexible and less restrictive because you can manipulate the times that you eat at very easily only to benefit you, but it can also help you lose weight faster, because naturally when you intermittent fast, your body will be in a state of ketosis, basically meaning it's burning fat for energy instead of anything else, at least for a certain period of time, which will help you lose weight faster. In addition to that, if you are trying to lose weight, you should eat in a calorie deficit to be able to lose weight, and this could help because realistically there aren't too many calories that you can eat if you are only eating twice a day. Each meal could even be 1,000 calories and you would still be able to lose weight. Sometimes your body will be in a state of ketosis, and also because you are restricting the times you are eating for. When you have that last meal and you decide to start your fasting period, this is the perfect time to wake up the next day and be consistent with your fasting schedule. While in a fasted state, it's good to take supplements or remain hydrated. I'm taking this intermittent fasting support supplement. This product is specifically made to help you while you are intermittent fasting. It's supposed to help you with your appetite control. It could also help you burn fat more easily and etc. All you have to do is mix it in water and drink. Once you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you want to do is keep your body in a fasted state, but also remain hydrated. So before you break your fast for the day, you want to drink water. If you are deciding to work out, this is where you want to drink black coffee or even tea to maybe give you a natural boost of energy with the caffeine that's inside of it, but you don't want to eat any food or any calories during this period of time. Me personally, I love working out first thing in the morning because it's just easiest for me with my day. However, if you are someone who has to work a lot or just has a busy schedule and the only time you can work out is in the evening, I would recommend working out after your last meal and coming home and going to bed. That could also help discipline you with your intermittent fasting schedule and also help you lose weight faster. Working out can be beneficial when you are trying to lose weight faster while intermittent fasting for weight loss. Once you have fasted for a couple of hours after you have awakened, this is where you want to break your fast. Now, depending on what type of diet you're on, it really depends on you and the way that you want to break your fast. But me specifically, I always love to break my fast with something natural, whether that is a protein shake or even a piece of fruit. Here is one way that I usually break my fast. I'm going to be taking some blueberries and unsweetened almond milk. I'm also taking some powdered peanut butter. This is great if you love peanut butter but you don't want as many calories. I'm also taking some protein powder as well. This one has lower amounts of sugar and carbs inside of it, and I am putting together a smoothie bowl. Fruit smoothies or smoothie bowls are really great for breaking a fast because they usually have protein and tons of fruit and usually some type of liquid inside of them, such as an all-natural milk or water, which could be beneficial when you're fasting. For my toppings, I took some unsweetened coconut milk, some granola that is specifically made for fruit bowls, almonds, and strawberries. If you worked out in the morning and did not consume any caffeine, this would be the time to have coffee or even have tea and maybe put some sugar-free sweetener inside of it and some creamer. Lean protein will also be perfect for breaking a fast too. So these are things like fish and chicken if you are eating meat, and that could also be beneficial. Other than a whole food diet, 2 other types of diet that could help you with weight loss and losing weight faster, in addition to making an intermittent fasting schedule easier, are lower carb diets, not necessarily keto, but paleo, low carb, maybe even including the keto diet sometimes, and high protein diets. You want to make sure you're eating at a calorie deficit. So basically you want to eat less than your calorie maintenance. If you guys are interested in how I exactly lost over 100 pounds, I do have weight loss recipes down below. If you aren't on a specific diet or even a low carb diet, this is an alternative that I also love making for either my first meal or even my breakfast meal. I'm taking 2 bagels that are whole grain and also protein based. So each bagel has about 13 grams of protein. I'm also spreading some cream cheese on the bagels and also avocado as well. I'm also going to be adding some everything but the bagel seasoning on top of the avocado. This is my favorite type of seasoning to eat with guacamole or avocados. Even though I am eating a bagel, it's not an everything bagel, so I thought it would taste better this way. Next, I'm going to be taking about 3/4 cups of egg whites and cooking them or scrambling them like usual and adding salt and pepper to the pan. I also added some spinach to the pan as well. That's usually my choice of vegetable whenever I'm eating eggs. And of course, I cannot forget about the hot sauce. Even if you are dieting, you can have sauces and condiments. Just make sure that you are still in a calorie deficit. And this would be a meal option to me if I weren't on a strict diet. When you are eating 2 meals a day, it is advised for you to be on some type of meal plan or a specific diet, just so that you can easily track what you're eating, and also so you're making sure that you know what ingredients you're eating as well. For example, if you're on something like a low carb diet, then you can eat things that are low carb. You can make them at home, or you can go to a restaurant and order something that is in the means of your diet. However, you don't really know what sauces they're adding to it. You don't really know what's inside of it. So that is why I usually recommend you to make your meals at home or meal prep or a grocery shop, so you're able to be consistent, and it's also cheaper that way. But I know a lot of us have to work and have busy lifestyles, and sometimes cooking every single day is just not realistic. So I want to show you guys something that I got, something I would consider as a meal while intermittent fasting, specifically 2 meals a day intermittent fasting, but not necessarily restrictive, and something that would be easy to pick up. So I got a turkey pesto panini. It has cheese, it has avocado, I believe, inside of it. It has tomato and all that good stuff. And then alongside that, I also got an apple salad, and then it also came with my own dressing. This is something that you can eat if you're not on a specific diet, or if you are just doing 2 meals a day intermittent fasting without really counting or tracking. To my understanding, this is probably 1,000 calories. And so if you eat another meal that is about 1,000 calories and on top of working out, there should be no reason why you wouldn't be able to lose weight, even eating foods that you enjoy. However, if you want something that is lower calorie and that is going to be even more filling, you would obviously take out the bread and you would just eat more vegetables and more lean sources of protein. Of course, when you finally feel full, have eaten in a calorie deficit, and also hit your macros for the day, if you are counting that, then you're going to go back into your fasted state. So once you stop eating, that is when your fasted state immediately begins, and you don't really have to do anything except not eat calories or really any food or anything that breaks a fast, such as artificial sweeteners and etc. This is a really good time to drink water or to have some tea, maybe to help you go to bed, and just make sure you're staying hydrated and rested, especially when you are trying to intermittent fast. A lot of people ask me, can you have snacks when you are intermittent fasting? Yes, you can, but you have to make sure that you're staying in a calorie deficit when you are trying to lose weight. And in addition to that, you want to make sure that you're only eating these snacks during your feeding window, because if you eat food out of your feeding window, meaning while you are fasting and not trying to consume any calories, you will break your fast and you won't truly be fasting for the amount of time you need to be fasting for. Here are some tips that I personally learned from losing over 100 pounds with intermittent fasting that helps me fast easier. The first thing that I think is the most important thing when it comes to intermittent fasting is the food choices that you make. The easiest way to start any type of weight loss journey, or just to even improve your eating, is to cut out food that does not properly help you. So these are things like fast food and heavily processed food. The reason why these things are not beneficial when you are trying to lose weight is because they trigger hormonal processes within your body to make you crave them more. They are naturally manufactured to be more addictive, and in addition to that, they have higher amounts of calories that are not nutritional, which could knock anyone off of their fitness journey. The next thing that I usually make sure to do when I'm intermittent fasting for weight loss is choose a good diet. You don't have to diet 100% of the time, and you don't have to be super strict with yourself. I truly believe in the saying, everything in moderation. If you want to go to a restaurant sometimes and enjoy yourself, that's fine, but just make sure that you're actually sticking to your fasting schedule and you're being realistic about the habits that you are exhibiting, especially if you're trying to lose weight. In my personal opinion, if you are trying to lose weight, it would help to be consistent at least for a month before you indulge in other food, because you are trying to learn discipline again, and also you can easily get back into a cycle of restricting yourself and binging and restricting yourself and binging. Something else that really helps me with intermittent fasting is exercising consistently. Now, if you are just getting started with weight loss, exercising can be very complicated. It's actually considered a sport when you're trying to build muscle and lose fat and things of that nature. So don't even worry about that if you are just getting started with losing weight. Your exercise routine does not have to be intense or even difficult at all. You can start off by walking, or you can even challenge yourself to maybe run a mile every single day. Even if that mile takes you 40 minutes to do, just try to get into exercising and see how your body feels. Once you start intermittent fasting and you try to combine that with exercise, you may feel very fatigued, you may feel very tired, and this is natural to feel this way, especially if you have been eating a lot of bad food previously, or at least eating whenever you want to. However, the more consistent you are, the better it is. Not only is exercise helpful when you are trying to lose weight, but in addition to that, exercise helps you increase a calorie deficit, which could also be amazing once paired with intermittent fasting. And another thing that helps me with intermittent fasting is slowly easing into intermittent fasting. I think there is a lot of backlash between what we should do for weight loss versus what we shouldn't do, and it's honestly because of people's habits. People usually want to lose weight extremely fast, and they want to do things that they aren't knowledgeable about, or even things that are super restrictive too soon, and that will definitely allow you to be in a dangerous cycle. When you are trying to lose weight, it is super important not to have such a strict expectation on yourself, and also to not have a time frame. Yes, you should have a schedule and you should have a goal, but actually have a realistic goal and make sure that it is something that you can do later on. If you guys are interested in exactly what I eat in a day, I do have weight loss recipes down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this helped you with your intermittent fasting schedule. I will see you guys in the next video.